Let's go ahead. Let's get it started. Ding, 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 ding. It's time to trade. Let's go ahead. Who wants the winner? And who's going to get that chicken dinner?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Good morning, traders. How we doing out there? It's good to see you guys in the chat. Definitely hello to Chase out there. Jessica, yes, the coffee is here and it's hot, like David said. Let's go ahead. Let's get to it. Let's bring on the guys here, Ryan and Zunaid. What's going on, guys?
Good morning, folks.
Locked and loaded with coffee. We do Nespresso at this household. I'm on number 2 already.
All right, we'll do a little show and tell action since Ryan's showing off the mug. I got me a new mug also. Look, got me a new mug.
Nice.
The Wolfpack, baby.
The Wolfpack. I like that.
Gotta have the Wolfpack.
Like
That's what we're right here. That's what we're gonna be, guys. We're gonna be a Wolfpack here, supporting each other, helping each other out. And like a Wolfpack always does, we don't hunt by ourselves. What do? We bring our squad, baby. We got the squad here. We're gonna come after the market. We're gonna go hunting. And what do you got on the board today, Zunaid? What are we hunting at?
Well, we're definitely going to keep an eye on Twitter. No question about that. Obviously, we reported yesterday, and obviously it's all over social media as well, that you have Elon Musk that decided not to join the board. And of course, then the conversation becomes, well, duh, because he wants to buy more shares. So to me, I'm looking at it in a bullish sense. So I'm not going to lie to you. If we can get to around $44, what I'm going to do, if I see unusual options coming in, I'm going to play some lottos, and I'm going to try to what do you call it, I'm going to play some lottos maybe a week or two out or whatever on Twitter and see if we can go ahead and get a little bit of luck in, what is it, a 13D or whatever coming out, that shows him having more of a stake and whatnot. So that's definitely something I'm going to keep an eye on and playing there. And you've got AMD. It looks like everyone on their grandma wanted to buy AMD with $100 support. Well, when you wake up this morning and it's at 99, what are you going to do then, right? So going to keep an eye on AMD. I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to test the $100. And then if it can't get above it, then we try to go short. If it gets above it, we grab some shares and come back, retest, we load up. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on in terms of the SPY there. And then on the Qs, you can see that Qs are currently around 344, 344.71. So I'm going to see how Qs kind of settle in. Don't have a good read on them just yet. And then you've got Tesla that's coming in closer and closer to the $1,000 level. And if you can go ahead and get that retest, you can try to short it there. And again, stop loss will be maybe about $8 or so below. So going to keep an eye on things. Wouldn't be surprised, however, I'm not going to lie, if this kind of ends up being a reversal type day from the movement of that we're seeing right now. But again, we're going to wait to see what things play out as. And then of course, our good friend, SBFM, going to keep an eye on this one as well to play this. If it gets to $5, definitely going to try to load up. Let me go to the daily here for y'all on this stock right here. Where was it? Right around here. You can see $5 a couple of times has held pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and try to nail this one at 5 if I can get some, and then we'll kind of go from there. What you looking at, Ryan?
Was on there for a second there. Ryan, what's going on, man? What you got for us, man?
Not much.
I know you might have got hit in the head by one of those axes on the weekend, but
I didn't. You know what? Let me tell you something. Axe throwing is amazing. I highly recommend it to everybody. I did not get hit in the head. It's really, really awesome. We'll just leave it at that. Empower. Love to hear you say that, saying picked up that pro, loving it, and then goes on to say that pro paid nice already today. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Give yourself a pat on the back. Great stuff. We are going to look for some more things today. First thing I wanted to address with Sunshine Biopharma. I know on Friday there was a lot of hoopla going on as the stock sold off. I just want to note real quick that they actually did release an SEC filing that caused that stock to move lower. So we basically are going to report on anything. They actually released this SEC filing. You can find it in your news feed. Just make sure you have SEC filings turned on. That was some confusion from last week. Now, to go along with that theme, though, Zunaid, if you recall, SBFM was up due to some cancer PR, right? They had a drug, I think, that went through phase 1 or something like that. I can't remember the specifics, but it was cancer related. Well, this morning we have Hoth Therapeutics. You can see we've got a why is it moving here. Hoth Therapeutics shares are trading higher after the company said its mRNA frame shifting therapeutic proved effective against aggressive cancer cells. So again, you know, we have a cancer mention here in the actual headline that's causing this to go up. You can see some of our viewers have already successfully traded this. That's awesome. We're going to look for this when the market opens here. I have some basic levels carved out. To be quite honest, I think we take out 171. I'm going to be watching for that here on volume. Just kind of going down the list here of movers. I'm going to skip over Genosia Biosciences. It's worth mentioning because it's also in the whole biotech angle here. So this might be wild. I'm going to avoid it. I don't like stocks that are under $1, just a number of pennies. Got IVDA, NVIDIA Solutions, and not NVIDIA, the graphics card, IVDA. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Anyway, this thing has carved out a really huge range here in the pre-market. So this is absolutely worth watching when the market opens. We'll see where the volume takes this. Ideally, I'd like to have this hold up here around 290 and then make a move through 3, but we'll see what the market gives us here. VERU is another one, ticker VERU. This also made a really nice range here in the pre-market. This one is no stranger to moving. We have a COVID headline, COVID in the headline here, so we're going to watch VERU as well. Would love for this to set up on a pass through 6. And I think, was there one more on here? No, sale was not on there. Okay, and then the last thing I want to echo what Zunaid was saying about Twitter.
Right.
There was news about Musk not joining the board. This is good, right? That would, as Zunaid kind of hinted at, that would handicap some of his power. This gives him the option of still going through with a hostile takeover should he want to do this. I've been very, very forthright. I think that the CEO of this company is terrible. I think it's been very poorly run for a long time. The actual current management team they have is dangerous. So I would love to see a hostile takeover of this company. Elon Musk, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. So get your popcorn ready. We'll see the news today. I'm with Zunaid. I'm on the same side of that. I actually think it's bullish.
That is interesting to me, guys. You guys stunned me this morning thinking bullish on Twitter after that news. Honestly, I think we need to have you guys lead the news more often because everybody is looking at it bearish.
If they let him on the board, they can control how much power he has.
Yeah, 14.9 is where he's capped. I mean, look at the chart that's right in front of you, right? You had a knee-jerk reaction, and then you have it move up about 4 points or so. So the market obviously is still digesting the news. A knee-jerk reaction was to the downside. And again, it's one of those things where it seems too easy, right? It's like why are people like us, right? The non-Wall Street, like actual Wall Street folks, why are we able to kind of have this edge, if you will? So I agree in that sense. It does feel like it's too good to be true. It's too easy, yada, yada, yada. But it's Elon. You never know. And that's why I think if with this news, plus if I have to see options coming in, I have to have big money pouring into certain strikes, certain expirations. And that's when I put my money in,
All right. I mean, I don't see it wrong in that. I'm just more along stating it's definitely a contrary view, and we'll see what happens today on Twitter. I understand your kind of outlook too. I think you're not wrong in thinking that way, right? A lot of people could be watching the news today instead of what could come. And so Zunaid's thinking about what could come, not necessarily the news today. And I think that's important too, because like we said, right? I mean, this was first a pop-up, and then all of a sudden, boom, you never got to buy the rumor, really. It was more like you got the news straight up. And so that gave it that price appreciation, right? Where the price came up. Now are we getting towards levels where the news kind of makes sense and the levels make sense? And now you can see that positive upside to going into the company. It's not a bad look. And one of the things that I like about this is it's contrarian, right? Right now, a lot of people are looking at this as a negative news, and it could cause when you see that spike, a lot of people being on the wrong side of the trade, right? And so one thing that I'd point out for you guys on that Twitter is the 61.8 retracement level is 44.90. So that's kind of the level that I would look for, maybe right out the gates, for it to come down to, and all of a sudden just bounce really fast and then come right back up through the 45 level. That's what I'm going to be watching for there on Twitter. That would be that 61.8 retracement level. You can see in pre-market we've got above it, and then we tested it a couple times to go below it. We'll look to see if we get below that 44.90s today. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go into different areas. Of course, energy was one of the biggest gainers yesterday. But just wanted to take a second here, guys, because, I mean, I don't think Ryan did fair in saying how good the axe throwing was on this weekend. You guys got to know what we do at Benzinga? We rock it like this sometimes.
We are axe throwing right now. It is completely off the chain. We have Jay Rubin against dumbaxe Andrew Weiss right now. It is so much fun. We got announcers. Is this fun, guys? Is it fun?
Hey.
I was just informed that there was a waiver.
You were what?
Is there a waiver?
You got to sign the waiver.
Oh, Ryan didn't sign that waiver.
Jonathan Mallard.
Oh! That was actually a good shot by Jonathan. I saw that.
The fact
Boom,
that
baby.
I mean, I'd just be scared that somebody's gonna, you know what I mean, like cock it back and then
Just hawk it back. Zunaid's like, I'm not standing behind you.
Oh hell no!
Standing behind you.
Hell no!
Special shout out to the folks at Detroit Axe. They made for a hell of a time. Zunaid, you need to go. You need to try it.
I definitely
don't
do.
go backwards. It's very
definitely
controlled, super fun. You get the hang of it. You just start hitting bullseyes.
I'm a little bit of Viking
won?
in me,
Wait,
so
who
don't
won?
upset me while I'm there, you know.
Who won? Who had
Brian
who
Moore.
scored?
Actually, it was an extreme upset. It was an extreme upset. And actually, Mitch, you would have loved it in the semifinal or in the quarterfinals when I was against Brian. I started off bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. And on my third throw, the axe hit the bullseye, didn't stick. And then on my next throw, I got a 1 and I lost by 1.
Oh, that's how it
That's
goes.
That's
How
a
it
March
goes.
Madness stuff right there.
Oh, definitely. I have the inner Viking in me, so don't put me around Axe. What can I say? Let's go ahead. Valhalla, baby. Let's get to it. Let's see what happens out there. We're going to be watching XOM. XOM was one that I gave out on Friday for a big move, and it had a nice little push. Now we're looking at retrace. I want to see this 85.70s hold, 85.50s right out the gates. We're going to look for a push back through 87. Another one that we can trade is MRO. If you guys remember, on Friday we traded this one up, and I sold it a little bit early, I could say there. You know, I sold it up here by the 25.50s. It ended up going to 26, but not bad one to watch. Watch for the pullbacks at 25, holding there. We'll see if these can continue to run. UEC has been one that we've been watching, just stair-stepping on up, right? And we're going to watch to see if it pulls back today. I'm going to look for a pullback towards 510, but look for the push back through 550. This is definitely one. I think Ryan, do you still have this one?
Yeah, I'm still in UEC. I'm in calls that expire in 39 days. So honestly, this thing's got to start moving for this trade to pay out. We're going to have a bit of a gap down here. Looks like a 19-cent gap down. But to your point, if we hold, we actually could move higher through that 550 area. So I have no profit to speak of. I'm at break even essentially. 30 cents on the contracts. Mark is 32.5. So we're about break even.
Perfect. Beach Bum bringing up here that we talked about silver, and look at that push. I drew this on out there. That was drawn on the 4th. We were looking, updated this on the 7th. So on Thursday, we're looking into Friday, seeing, okay, now we're starting to see that strength in silver. What are some of those names you guys can be watching? AG, nice little push there on Friday. We're going to look for a continuation through 14. You got MAG going back up, but this one looks like it could pull back a little bit. Just be careful. I think it could get back there towards 1650 before it goes. PAAS was one of the more the leaders one that went through the resistance. I do like how it went through the resistance and then pulled back kind of in that area. Look for, be careful for pullbacks to 2850, but it does look strong right now. And you guys could also look at this one. This one is the one that we called out, EXK here, Endeavor Silver Corp. Looks like it wants to get up there towards 550. Of course, this is a cheaper name, so you guys want to trade something cheaper that might have less risk than, let's say, an IMPP or something like that. I think this is one of those names you guys can be watching at towards the market. We'll see what happens on those. Gold also pushing back towards the high. We'll see if that can keep on going. As you can see here from the index, we've been in a rising triangle. Now we're really pushing. We'll see if this can continue. Coal, of course, tried to get through the resistance here on Friday, pulled back on BTU. So keep your eyes on BTU. See if we get the lead back up there towards 28 and 30s. All right, let's keep going here. What other ones we got mentioned up in the chat? We'll see what happens here. XLU looks like a good short, says someone. Actually, I wouldn't really want to mess with this. How does this look like a good short? I'm not seeing it. I'm actually bullish on utilities right now. They've continued to push, and until that turns around, for me right now, it's in a bullish sense. Look for Duke to kind of continue. And one of the things that you're going to see more and more talks is how the energy in, let's say, Europe is the prices are rocketing right now. And I think this is going to affect the prices that you also see here in the United States. So keep your eyes on it. Duke, I'll be watching, but I'm towards the upside, not towards the downside on XLU. We'll see what happens on there. Financial services, the one that I'll give for this week. We're going to be looking for swing trades in financial services today. JPM is the one that I'm going to give, guys. You can see these levels right here. We're going to use this low for it to kind of come closer to it. And we're looking for about like 50 retracement of that last move. And we're going to look for a push right back up above the 135. So I'm looking for pullbacks, let's say, towards 132, coming right back through that 135 level today. That's going to really get me bullish. Why? Earnings coming out on Wednesday, and a lot of times these like to run into those earnings. So I'm going to try to do a play like that. Called it out on my Benzinga Pro widget. Show us that, Ryan. Show us that trade idea widget.
Yeah, so you want the trade ideas. I was actually just looking this up while you were talking here. The banks do report. The banks do report today. Here's your JP Morgan. This is going to be the before the market starts on Wednesday. But what you're talking about, Mitch, is the trade ideas tool. All right, this is actually one of the newer tools that we have. And here you can see Christian from our staff, who does a lot of trading, also posted on here. Here's Mitch, bullish on DE, Mitch, bullish on JPM. So here you go. This is actually one of the things that was a complete ad based on what you guys were asking for. We had a whole bunch of BZ Pro users that said, hey, you know, it's great that it's a new service and it's got all these scanners and stuff, but what if I don't have time and I just want trade ideas? That's not something we really had. Benzinga Pro is not designed to give you an idea to just buy. So we decided, you know what? Why don't we turn this over to our community? And we created this trade ideas where you can actually come up with a specific trade. There's going to be improvements like the ability to add charts and other cool stuff in here. So if you have it, please check it out. And definitely, if you have a good idea, participate. The more, the merrier, as we like to say.
Definitely check it out, guys, and put your trade ideas in there. One of the things that we're going to be working on is a way probably to rank these trade ideas eventually. Yep. Right now, we're just getting it out there. It's kind of more of a beta. But yep. One thing that I will tell you is that every single day, every market day, you will see a trade idea from myself on here. So if you guys want to kind of stick around with a trade idea, definitely jump in there. We also get Nick Shaheen in there. We get Chris Capri, some of our best experts from our trading schools.
How about this, Mitch? Anne-Marie Band.
Anne-Marie Band,
options trader who is amazing, in here giving you a trade.
Boom. That's what we're talking about, guys. Check it out.
The best community in the world. This is awesome. Sorry.
No, and definitely, guys, check it out. You can get your 2 free-week trial, guys. Don't even need a credit card. I think that's so important, right? Find out for yourself if this tool can benefit you. And if you haven't checked it out, do so now. Let's go ahead.
Real quick, Auto Moglo is asking, are there any promo codes for BZ Pro? Yes, it's a new week too, so I'm not sure what they are. Do me a favor and email onboarding@benzinga.com, and someone will get back to you with the best possible deal.
Well, they're mulling out there in the chat there. So Zunaid, can you take a look at Mullen for me? I'll let you do that.
I definitely will. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a promo code as well. Try when you email them, let them know Easter 35. All right.
Easter 35.
Easter 35. And common sense will tell you how much percentage you get off of there. But let's go ahead and take a look at Mullen, MULN there. Let's see. We tried to play this one multiple times off of a $3 bounce earlier, but that's obviously no longer the case. Let's see what we got here. I don't really have a good read on this. I'm not going to lie to you. Looking back, let's see if we can take a look at the 65-minute. 220 looks to be like an area of support. You can see a bounce once, twice, 3. This one peaked down a little bit pre-market 4 times. So 220 seems to be an area of support there. Ultimately, I would say a crack of 2, you go ahead and get out. Anything above 280, you can get a retest of 3 possibly. But I'm not going to lie. I unfortunately don't have a good read on this whatsoever. One stock that I don't know if we talked about is going to be SHOP, SHOP. I believe they announced a split. Is that if that's correct? So taking a look at this one, you got a $600 area. That's nice for a bounce. You can see it happen a couple of times. You're already in pre-market. Now, depending on how spready the options on this one are, this could be a cute little play for us to go ahead and try for SHOP here on around $600. And something else is going to be Facebook that I wanted to take a look at here. Facebook, if you go ahead and take a look at the daily, it looks like you've got a gap above that it could try to fill. Obviously, it's about $20 or so higher. But definitely Facebook is one that I have kind of an interest of. Some could even say this is like a cup and handle right there, with this being the cup and then that being the handle there. It's not the cleanest handle in my opinion, but something to kind of think about. So those are the stocks that I didn't really mention that are on my mind as well. And of course, you've got BCTX. We talked about cancer stocks that have been popular. I mean, this one's just been on a tear. You can see ever since, what is it, like the $7? Yeah, $7, just been running. And I know on Twitter it's also popular. So if this one catches some momentum, this could be interesting. Now, I will say I am already in this stock. So full disclosure, I'm in this stock with an average price of $7.42. So, but I like to add to my shares as a trade and then obviously keep my core. So trading around my core is what I like to do. But those are the stocks that I'm keeping an eye on. One last one. THCA. We've played this many times. This one got all the way to 14 in pre-market, after hours one. So this is going to be one that I'll keep an eye on. See what the movement on this one is like. I think this could also get a little crazy. As you can see, $14 has been kind of resistance that it hasn't been able to pop through on this one. So around $12.50 or $12, I will start adding on Thinkorswim. Around $12.50, I'll add some. Then I'll add some around 12, and the crack of that, I'll go ahead and get out and I'll reassess. So
All right, guys. Going to call out one more here that I've been watching for a while, guys. I'm going to be watching Momentous, guys, on that 1 hour pullback. Looks really nice here for a pop through 4. Going to be really ready right here out the gates. Just want people to know. For the SPY, watch that bottom level, that 444 is. We don't want to see that break down. We want to see it pop above that. But Momentous here, guys, above 4. I really like it. Look at the hourly pullback. It's done a couple of days pullback. I'm going to look for a push up there towards 440 here, right out the gates. This might be literally right out the gates kind of trade. So I'm going to pay attention here. I got a second here.
All right, here we go. Hoth right down the VWAP out of the open.
All right, seeing a little pullback towards the 90 here. Going to look to see if it holds the 380 pullback. Comes back through 4. I might take it right at 4.
all right, let's see what we got.
Hit that like. Thumbs on up. Let's go. Let's go. The bell is here. All right. Watching this little pullback here on Momentous. Remember, this has news with SpaceX. That's why I'm looking at it too. A couple of days of sideways action is a lot what I like to see, because what does that do is that gets the attention off of it being the hype stock, and now it could really come up with the appreciation of the news and what it has.
AMD below 98. You got Twitter coming down with a rejection of 46 as well.
HOTH did what looks like a 6-cent bounce here off of the VWAP. I'm not in it. I'm waiting for a better setup. Haven't got that yet. We'll see if we do get it.
Taking Momentous there, guys. Just took it there at 95s. Looking for a pop above, below 380s will get me out. This is a quick trade. Got to be smart with it. Thoughts on Billy, says Chris in the chat. Yeah, Billy with the Chinese gaming news could issue new games for the first time in 9 months. So take eyes on Billy today. That does have a catalyst.
Why does it keep saying that? That's weird. Let me see if I can just trade it on Thinkorswim. All right,
Go ahead.
Well, all right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and grab some Twitter shares here. My stop loss is going to be below 45. I got filled with an average price of 45. So stop loss below 45 for me on Twitter.
And Hoth right down to your VWAP here. Looks like it's trading beneath it now. We'll see if it can actually hang out here or if it can build above. One more that I wanted to mention from last week. This thing was a monster last week. TCAT. This is actually looking pretty interesting. Holding the 380 area on TCAT. Let me go ahead and flip to my chart. Holding the 380 area here on I can actually make this bigger for you folks too. Holding this 380 area, excuse me. If we get through 396 and 4, we actually might have some fireworks here. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. Volume is light so far. To me, the volume is going to be your entry indicator. I simply don't have it yet.
AMD now looking at around $97. I'm going to try to buy some around 96, and then 95 would be where I load up. And of course, below that, I would be out. But AMD, everyone on their grandma wanted to buy this. And now it's $3 under 100.
Tony say he just killed it with AT&T. That did have the news. It is splitting, doing the spinoff. How did AT&T move right out the gates? Let's take a look there really quick. All right, AT&T pulling up there, actually pushing a little bit off of the bottom there, up there towards almost 19. We'll see if it gets above 19. Right now, I'm looking at the banks. They just gave a nice red, looking to get above green here on the VWAP. So JPM definitely on my target here. Watching it just pull off the 132.50s here, looking for it to recover 133s. Don't want to be too quick to the bank trade, but definitely going to be watching it today for some strength.
Hoth trying to move back through its VWAP.
All right, on Twitter, I got stopped out.
Going to try Hoth here. We'll see. Going to have a real tight stop on this, though. Yep. Not going that direction. I'll wait for this to set up. Again, the deal with Hoth here, this can work, but it's got to set up properly. Effectively, what I'm trying to play there is a move through VWAP. Didn't happen on its first attempt. We'll see if it can get going again. Current VWAP reading on Hoth 146, by the way. Current price 144.
All right, guys, looking for Wells Fargo to kind of lead the way here, breakout through 49.25, giving me the chance to look at the laggard banks to see if we take off. You guys see JPM, Wells Fargo is here on the bottom right. We'll see if it takes off or not. Level your volumes, please. It's all over the place. Well, who's louder than others? I mean, you got to kind of let us know, because remember, we're all remote. We're not sitting in one place where we got all the levels that we can be like, okay.
Yeah, Mitch, it seemed like Zunaid was a little bit more regulated today, and yours was a little bit louder. Normally, I have Zunaid as the loudest one.
Okay, yeah, I did adjust mine, so I will be louder there.
Hoth going now?
I can lower myself down here. I don't mind. How's that?
Sound fine to me. I like Hoth here. Below 150, I'd probably be out.
You're the loudest. All right. Well, I just brought myself down there. So
I'm going to get into Hoth here. I got in at 151, below 150.
HOTH moving here. The high that we've got here, we got 166. 171 was your pre-market high if it really gets going here.
all right, just got into JPM there at 133.13. Just saw Bank of America rip, guys. I've been looking for one of the banks to lead. Look at Bank of America's candle right there. Look at JPM right here. I just got in there. I'm looking for that extension to come back through the high there. This is a swing trade. Remember, guys, not a day trade for me on JPM.
All right, I'm going to take 3/4 of my size out here, 6 cents on Hoth. Oh, got filled at 7 cents. And there it moves, Ryan.
There it goes. So there's a nice little trade to start. I'm going to wait for this to set up again here. Full disclosure, I am all out of Hoth. We have an intraday high of 163. That's your spot. Then 171 if this thing gets moving again. Now be careful chasing here because this can pull back, and if you're buying the top, that you can get yanked right into it. So just be careful. Nice trade though, right off the gate though.
Looking good in JPM. What you got for us, Zunaid?
I've got a limit order out on Hoth at 167. I already went in and took 3/4 of my size out, looking at 167 for the rest of it, or a crack below 150. I'm out. So those are my stops and those are my limits.
I like how you're adjusting how big your exits are so that you can lock gains in early and then give it a little bit more leeway. I actually think I should probably start doing that more as well because it's going to give me a little bit more leeway on that pull on that downside when it doesn't go right away.
For sure, man. Yeah, just trying to learn how to play these small caps.
Still in that momentous, guys. It held the 380 pullback. That's our out level. Remember, just going to stay in that one. We'll see if it gets back above 395. Right now, below 380s will get me out. JPM's entry there is 133.17s. We're at 133.50s already. Seeing Bank of America rip there, Wells Fargo rip there, got me excited to go ahead and take my shot there in JPM.
Okay, so the two spots I have left here on Hoth for this being set up, 163 and 171. So if we take out 163 on volume, I think that's a long opportunity. And then I think you're going to encounter some resistance at 171. If you pop through that, you could get an even bigger pop. So that's what we're going to watch here.
All right, going to keep working the audios in the background here, guys. I just bumped Zunaid a little bit, so let me know if you guys can hear him a little bit better. And like always, we're going to keep working the audios, but focus on our trading here.
Yeah, definitely give us feedback on it. We're all pretty receptive to that. I know when we're trading, sometimes I like to get excited. I have a pretty loud voice, so if it gets out of control, just let me know. Feedback is gold. We're not going to get offended.
Yeah, that's what it's
There's
about.
Twitter, by the way, went ahead and shook us out, and it bounced right back up. Twitter now trading at 46.07. You've got previous close at 46.23. The Qs are trying to get above VWAP, and you've also got Hoth coming down. I'm going to go ahead. Ooh, almost took me out. Again, my stop loss, and there's my stop loss. So went ahead and hit 149s on the bid, so I am out on Hoth. This is why we take gains.
That's right. VERU setting up, excuse me.
All right, JPM pulling back here. Going to look for a pullback entry here to add towards my swing trade. We'll see if we get that add towards 133.
You've got Square here near VWAP. I'm going to take a shot here with some equity, just a very small size to start things off. Square 119.83 is my average.
Going, guys.
Low of day, I'm out.
VERU, I actually didn't get this. I didn't feel good about a setup. Spot was around 6 here. Now we're pulling back to 6. Maybe we'll get another opportunity. I got a high on that last candle here of 611, 612. I had some prints at 612. So we'll watch that spot here on VERU, 611, 612 area. The pre-market high was 615. Was this in the pre-market? Excuse me. Pre-market high was actually 653.
All right, guys.
A lot of range on this one.
Just added there on momentous there, guys. Looking for the breakout above 4 here. Let's see if we get it here. This is the right-hand side here. Just added at that 93 mark there. So now I have an average at 94 here. Let's see if this can really start popping through the 4s here. JPM didn't get that pullback fill. Just looking for it to extend up.
Abdullah is asking, why is the market so red? Any news? My best guess is going to be you have these pretty aggressive lockdowns in China. That's going to affect other supply chain things, and that's what's giving you the red market.
Absolutely. You Square trying to show some relative strength as the Qs are testing low of day. Qs are now at low of day. You've got Twitter on the other side testing the previous close once again as Hoth is flirting with the 149.
VERU is getting a price target. Charlie just squawked $20 price target VERU.
Squawk is on. The squawk is on. If you guys want to get your own squawk, then get on Benzinga Pro. You can hear him first. All right, there's a nice pop there for me in momentous up there to 403s. After the 405s, I'm going to go ahead and take a tiny bit off here just to give us a nice little profit on the day. Then let the rest of the trade work here.
NIO, we'll take a look at NIO for you as they said they're going to stop production.
There we go. Just got 404s there on literally 2/3 of the position. Just going to keep the rest of it. Well, 1/3 of the position, leaving the 2/3 to work here for the rest of the position.
I don't have a good read on NEO. I'm not going to lie. Crack of the low of day, you could go short. Stop loss below VWAP, unfortunately, is all I have for you. I apologize.
All right, so NEO, remember, guys, there was some really negative news put out there today in China. So just want to put that out there. I did put it up on my Twitter. So if you guys are following me, you probably were able to see this earlier today versus now. Let's go ahead. Let's get through that. I'll give you guys that news right here. So XPEV shares were trading lower after the report that the total vehicle sales in China fell 11.7% in March after increasing 18.7% in February. Of course, what do you know about China right now? There's lockdowns, right? So a lot of that is due to the lockdown. So in my idea, they're not going to sell as many cars as they want to sell here in April. So I think you're going to get continued negative catalyst out of the Chinese EV names.
Shit, let's bring that demand down in the U.S. God bless. By the way, you've got Coinbase now.
There's a pop.
My take profit on Coinbase is about 120.88, I believe. My stop loss, as I told you guys, is low of day on Coinbase.
All right, going to let Momentous work, going to let JPM work here. Financials looking good. Bank of America leading the way there. You can also watch Wells Fargo to see if it keeps ripping. If that pushed up there to 49.50s, we were talking about that move. Let's see if JPM can just follow here.
Coinbase, out limit money. Let's go.
Also, look at Twitter.
Yep, Twitter went ahead and popped right above, and it's also past the previous closes. Now it's testing 47. Just shook us out, man.
That's I will like to confirm this. Is this also true that NIO halted all production? So that's an increase in the negative catalyst. Doesn't mean that it is not news for NIO about XPEV. It just shows me even greater concern for NIO. So I would have to confirm that. I need to check the pro. I'll check that out now and see if we got that in there. Halted all production is what they're asking about. Let me see. There's JPM ripping.
JPM, I'll put that JPM up for you here. If the Qs can go ahead and close a 10-minute candle above the 344.50, right? So if this can go green and close above VWAP, most importantly, I would grab some calls. But for now, I'm not going to try to bottom fish, as tempting as it is at the moment. And JPM.
Let's go. Let's go.
That is high day on JPM.
Swing trade though, baby. We're gonna be holding that into the earnings. Right before earnings, we'll probably take it out, but let's go.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take another piece off here on Square. Now I only have about a couple hundred shares. Gonna go ahead and take this one out. I'll tell you exactly my fill. Got filled at 121.80 on Square. So that's almost a 2-point move on Square. Now keep in mind, you've got the previous close at 123 area. All right.
All right, killing in that Momentous now. Momentous trying to break the high of the day here at 415. It's looking good. We got it in there below the fours, guys, at 394. Looking good there in Momentous. Now up there to 417. Can we get to the 420 area? 416 is the first resistance here. I could sell some here, but I'm looking for the next extension up towards the 442 on the rest of the shares. I'll show you guys this right here on the right-hand side. This is the 1 hour chart going right into resistance right now. We'll look for the next resistance touch. Wells Fargo is pushing, giving us that sign, and we still got strength in financials, and JPM pushing strong there.
VERU 625 is your spot. If you take out 625 on VERU, I think we're going higher here. This has got some pretty extreme buying here, and we have, remember, 653 from your pre-market high. So looking for this to go higher here. 625 is your spot.
All right, Ryan, we'll see if that one can get on up there. And like always, guys, it says it right here. Is this an everyday thing? This is awesome. Hell yes. This is where you want to be, right here on Benzinga every single morning. Tune into pre-market prep, get your macro news, get some of those micros, then come over here to live trading, live trade with us. Let us know what you're looking at in the chat and trade with the community that is here to help and not try to take away from each other. We're not here to be, you guys don't see me trying to be competitive against Zunaid, take money from him. No, we're all here to help each other work our process and get towards that better trading. And when does that come? That comes with working on that process. What you got for me, Zunaid?
Well, I'm just keeping an eye on shop. I kind of missed shop here as it popped above 600. Looking at the spread, I was looking at the 650 is expiring this week. It's about a 30-cent spread. Not bad. Let me take a look at where the actual stock itself is. 310s. I'll take a crack at it here. I'll grab literally one contract only, all right? Because I usually don't play this ticker, so just for fun, I'm going to grab one contract, and that was a god-ugly fill. Holy shit. I got filled at 1070.
Robert says you do get to see Zunaid sandbag Ryan. That's fun.
I mean, E-Trade just sandbag me. Holy
gotta take what you can get. Hit those likes,
like to have
guys.
fun out here.
160
Oh
likes.
my
Let's go.
Goodness. All right, look, I got filled on shop, like I said. My fill is 1070. Ugh. Won't make me don't want to throw up. I'm gonna grab some Qs here as well. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some Q calls. I'm gonna grab the 345 calls. I got filled at 174. Holy shit, this shop. God damn.
Psychotropic.
Oh, so irritating.
Feeling that SBFM. I see you feeling that emotion. Can't blame you.
Now on shop, what's my stop loss going to be? I'm going to risk about 30 to 40% of my contract on shop. If it goes ahead and breaks around 600, I would add some, and then the break of 595, I would go ahead and get out. On the Qs, I've got about 230 left on this 10-minute candle. If it can't close above the VWAP, I would go ahead and get out. So I'm kind of front running, but a close above 345 on the 10-minute would be lovely. And holy shit, what an ugly fill. Thank God I only got one contract because that could have been disastrous. And there are the Qs trying to go high a day here. I got filled at 174. Now it's trading at 190. So you're up approximately 11% on those contracts. So do with that what you will. Shop now trading at $10. Holy crap. Shop is going to hit high a day and I'll still be down on my contracts. This is why you don't play spready stuff, but it's all right. Qs moving on up. Now we're up about 14%. I'm going to go ahead and take some here. Got filled at 197. So I'm out half my size on the Qs.
I'm watching VERU. I think it takes out this entire formation here on the 1-minute chart. And I think that we can probably go 7-ish if we end up taking this spot out. I feel about it, but let's wait until we actually get our signals.
Square, I had a couple hundred shares left. I'm all out. I'm all out here at 123.52. I'm all out of Square. We got in at 119, and low of day was our stop loss, and we were able to scale out throughout the process. Shop trying to break the 620. And I am still, now I'm at break even. Jesus Christ. I'm just going to go ahead and try to break even on this shop trade. I just got such an ugly spread on it. I'm going to go ahead and get out. I got out at 10.69, so I lost $1. I got in at 10.70. I'm out at 10.69. And you've got the Qs now breaking up. I'm going to go ahead and take a piece here of the Qs. I'll tell you what my fill is. Got filled at 209. 1/4 size left on the Qs. We got in at 174, out at 209. And yes, Twitter is up. I wish Twitter didn't shake us out like the way it did, because look at that, baby.
We called that early, didn't we, Zunaid?
We sure did. We sure did. Our levels were off, or at least, excuse me, my level was off. But yeah, again, to me, this is bullish, and I would not be surprised if we see again, I don't know the SEC, so we don't trade that way, but whether it's the 13D, the 13G, the 13, whatever the hell it is, would not be surprised if we see that within the next week or so. And JPM is trying to make high of day here as well, and now the Qs are pushing towards high of day as well. AMD can't stay above 98, so that one's still below.
Did someone grab that Twitter? I know I just got back here, but
I went ahead and played Twitter, but I got stopped out. I've been scalping it on Thinkorswim, but I definitely did not ride this momentum up. We've been too busy playing shop, Qs, and
VERU.
And VERU, yeah. So let me see what that one is. I liked it around 6, but I think it's well above that.
All right, looking for JPM to take out the high of the day here, and also momentous. Let's see if we get those two to keep running here. And then from those plays, I'm just going to start taking a look at what's out there. So if you guys got a stock you want to take a look at, throw it up in the chat. I'll let Ryan and Zunaid keep doing their thing. What do you got for us, Ryan?
I was just going to say your volume was a little loud there, but it normalized after a little bit. We're trying, my man.
Balancing here, guys. Yeah, I adjusted my mic today some, so you probably are not hearing the background noise as much.
Nope.
So
I'm not.
I'm trying, guys. Trying to improve every day. That's all we can do, right? 2% better every day, right?
That's right. Absolutely. You
There
know
you
it.
go. Let's keep it
Yeah.
going, man.
I'm gonna grab some shares here on VERU. Got filled at 619. Stop loss for me is going to be below 6, but I also have an order out to buy some more at 607. Actually, I'm gonna move this down. I have an order out to buy some more at 604. My stop loss is going to be 588. And then hopefully tomorrow we can get back to trading on TradeStation so you guys can see this. But for now, and see, this is why we scale out, because look at the Qs coming right back down, testing VWAP. And you've got VERU hanging out around VWAP himself.
At BTU breaking down a little bit today, the guys cooled down about 3% there. So Tom with a good shout out there. Appreciate it. Saying that we're the best crew in the morning that makes trading a pleasure. And really, that's more than a compliment than you know.
Yeah.
Ryan and I really, Ryan, Zunaid and I, that's what we're here for. At the end of the day is for you guys to enjoy yourself, learn a little bit, and kind of keep getting better. Background music is annoying. Hey, well, I'm sorry, man. Some of the things is that we're going to have moments where we're kind of quiet. So we have the background noise to kind of keep us going here.
And, I got filled, by the way, on THCA. I told you guys I was going to try to get filled around the the 12.55, and then I've got some more to buy around the $12 area. So I am in at 12.55 on THCA.
All right. I will say that today looks like one of those days where you get like those runs up, right? So I'm seeing consumer cyclical, communication services, and financial services leading us. Also industrials there. I did put out DE. How's my DE doing today? It's actually positive. A good day for it. Up there about 2%. I was looking for more pullbacks towards 400, but I also said you can look at it as an investment and try to add towards you get towards that 400. Interesting look there. Deer with a good day today. Airlines up 2% after JetBlue put out a negative catalyst this morning. So showing you what reopening strength there, guys. Look at DAL here. Look at that candle straight on up there. These are 3-minute candles, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them straight on up there. So 15-minute candle is going to look really strong there on Delta Airlines. We'll look for pullbacks in some of these. Let's see how the cruises are doing. Yeah, yes, cruises are well also.
The VERU just took out 625. We're moving higher here. That was the formation we were talking about. Really wanted that to get taken out here. There's a refresh seller there at 625. We'll watch this. I think that this is going to go higher here. Got a little bit of a starter at 625. Small though. I'll hold this on a pullback. I think we go higher here though. We'll see.
Just so Ryan doesn't yell at me, my take profit is at 645. 645 is my take profits. And again, stop loss is 588. Average price is 619, unfortunately. And so for the folks that might be, what did I just do? I just heard a noise. Was that me or you, Ryan? Did you get filled on anything?
I did not get filled on anything. I'm still waiting.
I got filled on something. I have no idea what it was. But regardless,
take that.
Why do I have my order to take profit around this 645 one? Because 650, to me, those whole numbers, I play around those. You can see the pre-market high is about 652. I want to come in a little bit under that. So that's the reason for me doing that.
Airlines doing well right now, guys. We'll see what happens on those. Looking for some reopening trades out there. Airbnb already pushed on up. So we'll see if these can come back towards VWAP. But I'm going to be paying attention to the right now. The SPY is rejecting that 444.10 again. This is important here, guys. So keep your eyes on it because the SPY could wipe out on the downside and change all this upside action that we're seeing right now. I'm watching to see if the SPY can turn positive because with some of the areas looking positive, if the SPY could push up, it'll just continue that lift. So we'll see what happens here. Looks like Troy's trying to bring in to us breaking news on GNCA. We'll see what happens. Like always, I don't have it right now. I don't have anything for it right now. Let me take a look here.
Yeah, GNC is up about 100%. It's a penny stock here, under $1. But you got the Qs, by the way, flirting with the VWAP. I'm still in a quarter size of my Qs that we got filled at 174, but we've been scaling out 192s, 209s. Now it's back at 166. So
boom,
still
baby.
hanging out. Still hanging out. You've got Twitter coming back down, by the way.
Put one on your radar, guys. It was moving. ATER trying to break back through the hourly resistance of 460. Just going to put it on your radar. Not a stock that I'm going to trade, but just want to let you guys know it so you guys can see that cheaper stock making a move there. Wells Fargo is just leading the way right here, guys. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll put my chart ups here so you guys can see it. Wells Fargo is right here in the middle. Also on here on the right hand side, you can see that 15 minutes straight on up. JPM also pushing well there. So banks, good trade today. We'll see what happens.
PDD vertical, we're hearing. Interesting.
I still haven't sold Target, baby.
Ooh.
PDD looking nice. You've also
Yeah,
got
that
that
is a good
45-hour
one.
rejection, though.
Still haven't sold it, baby. We got a tiny amount left here. We sold some up there at 227, but we've been holding that since 220.63. We're at 235.24 now. So let's see if we can break through the high right there at 236. We're going to look for that lift towards the next resistance. Next resistance is up there around 237. That's where I'll be selling out.
I'm going to take a starter size here. Literally just 2 contracts to start things out. Got filled on Twitter, 47.50 calls. Got filled at $1.47. Why? I've got a level here at 46.50, and you've also got VWAP below. If I am wrong, I expect to lose about 40% of my contracts, give or take. But I am hoping for a Qs to go ahead and bounce above and close above VWAP, which hopefully will help Twitter go ahead and continue its momentum. Around 48.50s is where I would love for Twitter to go. But again, got filled at 147 for the 47.50 calls on Twitter expiring this week.
Good morning, Judge. How are you doing? I have been good. Miss you too, my man. Hope you're doing well.
All right, another one that I gave last week, if you guys don't remember, it was Ollie in the same sector as Target, as discount stores, and look how we've been rising in that one. 9% there from that push. You guys could be nailing these to stick with. Of course, Money Mitch, baby!
You mentioned ATER. That one's around the $450 area. If you like this stock and you want to go long, your stop loss should be below VWAP, which currently is at 436. So I'd say a crack of 430. You can go ahead and get out on this one. VERU still trying to figure out life. It popped up, but it came right back down. High days about 630s on that one.
Yeah, a couple moving out there. The cruise lines brought in here. Okay, Chaz, you know it. Billy also, of course, moving out there. Chris talked about it in the pre-market, how that could be affected with the catalyst there. You're seeing that lift. Macy's having a good day also, seeing a consumer cyclical type of day. We'll see if this changes right now. And Chermo, let's go. Let's see what's going on out there. Sabrina bringing METC there. Let me go ahead and take a look there, how it's performing today. Coal player. It is the only one that is kind of leading the coal players right now. I'll show you right now. If you look at the industry, it's up 0.44, and there's only 3 of these that are up right now. What I would look for is kind of this index to kind of change on the day. So you see how you went down here towards the open, looking for that to recover that high and then see a breakout there. What could actually happen there is maybe a SPY takedown on the downside could get this to come back, Sabrina. Of course, I don't know. We never know. We're just going to watch it. I'm just calling levels for you.
All right, the Qs went ahead and closed below VWAP on the 10-minute candle, so I'm going to get out the rest of my contracts here. Got out at 140. And of course, with that, Twitter's coming down too.
Gold straight down from the open. That's something definitely to note. There's the SPY looking like it wants to take out the lows there. We'll see what happens here. Rejected again to get above VWAP. So you see, what do you guys see here? 3 rejections. And on the 4th one to get back above the 44.50, we just rejected again. So that's going to be the level I'm going to look for upside above 44.50s. Now it looks like we're getting some downside attention here. Still in this momentous, trying to work it here through the 420s up there towards the 440s. We got in this one with a bottoming 380. We'll see if this one can continue.
Ryan, remember I said I don't know what I just heard, but I don't know what I got filled on?
Mm-hmm.
I got filled on VERU at 607. Remember I told you guys I'm going to try to grab some more shares at 607. That's what it was. So there you go. I was like, what in the world is that? But here's VERU.
Here we go on VERU. We need to take out 630 now. So 625 was that first spot with the huge sellers. We took that out twice. We've pulled back through it a few times. 630 is your new spot here. There it goes.
Come on.
That was a sweet ad on your part, Zunaid. I actually wasn't able to add because I had to go to the wash room there, but this is a pretty good formation here. A pullback here isn't even bad. I still think that 653 is within reach.
When nature calls, you got to respect it. Again, for the reason that we went ahead and took some shares at 6 is because that's one whole number. I love that for support. And you've also got VWAP there that I absolutely love having there. So we Qs, by the way, bounced right back up. Good thing we didn't get out of Twitter because that's looking a little okay now. Twitter, we got into 147s. Now they're trading at 161. So Twitter, you're up 10%. Start scaling out if you'd like. Since I only have 2 contracts, I'm going to hang tight till maybe we get to around 48.50 or so.
Really nice day there in forward off the $15 level there, guys. So it looks like 15 acting like support in forward there in the chat there. Psychic Tropic, I'll give you a shout out, man, if you mention it. And you mentioned it before it happens. There's one thing that we want to do, is give credit where credit is due. Hey, I got you, man. Let's keep it going. We'll see what happens on out there. Krat saying he took his profits on JPM. Hey, power to you, man. For me, it's going to be more of a swing trade, but let's keep it going. Taking the fur babies to the vet.
Interestingly enough, I'm seeing VERU $7.50 calls coming in on the ask expiring this week, approximately $4,000 worth. So not something I expected. I didn't even know they had options, but whatever. So we'll see if that kind of helps us out a little bit.
All right, we'll see what happens in the SPY there. Momentous getting the volume that I wanted to see on this push here, guys. So I'm going to keep calling this one out because this is our day trade of the day here on Momentous. We talked about it before the bell here, and now you're seeing it push there towards the 424s. And what happened there? What do I like to see, guys? That volume on that break. Look how you got that volume to come in here. We'll see if it can continue making a run. Bank of America called out in the chat there. It did not get into Bank of America. I was watching Bank of America and Wells Fargo to kind of lead the financial services, and it seems like it's doing it today.
There's another push for VERU.
Yeah, my sell is still at 645.
Let's go, guys. Smash up those likes, guys. If you guys can do me the favor, if you guys are appreciating us do this every single day, hit that like button. Let's go. Drown me in those likes. Do me the favor. Smash on up, guys. Just take a second here from your trading and hit the like. What does this do? This shows us that you guys support us right here on Benzinga.
630. If 630 goes, this could pop. There's a big seller at 630 here on VERU. So they've attacked it a few times. They've taken a lot of it as well. So look for 630 on VERU, your next spot here.
Patrick said, can we have special guests like Dennis? I want him to roast every Zunaid YOLO.
630 up on VERU.
Oh, come on, crack it.
That's how it is, guys. It's always going to be someone on the other side of the trade, right?
That's what makes a market, Mitch.
Oh, that's
why we're able to do what we do here.
All right. Let's keep it going, guys. If you guys see a big mover out there or see a trend out there, let's keep it going and see what we get here. Looking for that push and momentous towards the 440s. We'll see if we get that lift.
You've got a nice long wick here of sellers stepping in on the 10-minute candle for the past 5 minutes on the Qs. And you've got AMD just kind of barcoding for the past 40 minutes between the, what is this, the 96.50 and then the 98 area. So around $1.50 of a range for the last 30 minutes or so.
Getting some support in the space stocks today. So I'm seeing SPCE up a good amount, MaxR up a good amount. So this might actually help me in my trade to continue the lift. All right, let's keep it going. If you guys got one, looks like Microsoft bleeding out, they're saying. Yeah, be careful, guys. I think the SPY is going to take out the lows there. Microsoft kind of leading me towards that kind of look there because SPY coming down there and Microsoft definitely taking out the lows there, going towards 286. 300 break was a really important breakdown, and from that we haven't even bounced there. So just be careful there. Microsoft showing complete weakness there on the chart.
VERU took out 630 there out on that pop. Gonna watch this. I think that, guys, I don't often say this, but I think that we're going to have multiple opportunities to trade this today. So I'm currently out a little bit of a small gain here. 630 looks like 633 is going to be your spot. I'm actually tempted. There's 632, there's 633, and it goes down. So yeah, this thing wants higher. I'm going to be looking to add on pullbacks here and kind of size in for the next trade here. This thing is really, really strong. Volume is great.
High day break there, momentous.
The ads that I had at 60, what was it? 60, damn it, what was it?
7, I believe.
I'm trying to find it. So many trades here. Yeah, whatever that was. I'm going to go ahead and scale out here just to kind of get some profits in.
Real quick, I want to give
607. Good call, Mitch.
I want to give Mitch a shout out. We just talked about giving credit where credit is due. Prior to the market open, Mitch said that UEC looks like it was down, but he said he liked it to come back through 550. Well, look at this chart. This is exactly what Mitch was talking about. We did gap down a little bit, a little bit of trading down here. It immediately came back through 550. Let's see if it actually pushes through 550 here and make Mitch correct on his call. I really like this call. I didn't sell my position. I'm still waiting for it here. Mitch, good call.
Yeah, one of the prettiest charts I would say on the hourly chart. So it respects patterns. I love when stocks respect hourly patterns, and you can see here it just respects it to the key, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. Breakout, throwback right to where? Right to the resistance. Look at that. Look at that. Look how it holds it here as resistance, holds it here as resistance, breaks out above it, holds it on the pullback, holds it on the pullback. That to me is showing a pattern that is a chart that's respecting patterns, and those are important to find.
You've still got Twitter kind of flagging here. Those Twitter calls are up still about 10% on AMD. Trying to make something happen here as it's trying to close a 10-minute candle above VWAP. As the Qs are struggling around VWAP themselves.
All right, the SPY turned around there and came back up towards the high. We're really paying attention here to see if the SPY can make a choice. Does it want to get back above 444.50s, or does it want to break 443s on the downside? Here you're getting another test towards the upside, and we'll look to see if we can hold 444.50s.
Let's see here. Keeping an eye on Facebook. If Facebook can go ahead and get above 221s, I'd be interested in some calls. Let's see if we can try to front run it.
You know what happened in Twitter today, right? Nice little attempt breakdown of the 61.8 retracement level that we gave, the 444.90s. Look how it broke right there. You went to 445.19 and then really quickly recovered for 45. That's when you got that chance, that red to green move.
VERU moving now. It's at 640, trying to get to 645.
See, I told you.
Come on.
April 25th is the day, man. The day I get off the, as they say, the chain down day. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate you asking, Miss Whitehorse. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's see what's going on out there and see if Twitter can break through the highs. It's looking like it's trying to get through the highs right now. 448s had a good move put in today. Momentous getting there to 430s there. I'm getting a little bit antsy trying to get towards that 440s. As we get towards that 40s, let's say around 38s, I might take profits just because this is a day trade, bigger sizing, and sometimes you got to take what you can get right now. We're setting up there for a over 10% trade here in one day. Let's do it.
Your Twitter calls are up about 17%. VERU about 5 cents away from my take profit. Come on. Come on. I'm going to go into get into Facebook as well, by the way. Let me tell you what my feel is. Facebook, I'm going to get into it. Where to go? It's a little above because I had a limit order here, but I'm in at 219.95. Stop loss is at 218.37. VERU 2 cents away from my take profit. Boy, if you don't feel me, I swear.
I think you'll get it.
Oh my god!
Don't you hate it when it teases you right before your target, though? That
645. 645 is my take profit, and the high of day is 644. Oh my goodness.
SPY really choppy there, guys. That's why I'm giving levels on the complete breakout, not just above 444s, because if you were looking at just above 444s, you probably got faked out like 5 times on the SPY today.
Bro, come on.
Yeah. Empower, nice job on VERU. Anyone that took VERU today, this trade was a good one. It actually caused me to miss another one, but you know what? That's okay. Shout out to AFMD, by the way. AFMD looking like there's a spot at 5 here, not in it, and we're at 5. This is crazy.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take profits here because I'm not waiting around. VERU got filled at 641, so I wasn't dealing with what I dealt with CLF last week, so I'm out. Appreciate Ryan calling that out. When we took that near VWAP a couple of times, we're able to scale out, and now on the stocks that I'm in is going to be Facebook, THCA. Those are the 2 stocks that I'm currently in.
Oh. The smack talking from the axe throwing has begun. The champion is doing multiple victory laps right now. And someone else on the team is reminding them that they almost killed somebody during the warm-up rounds.
See what I mean? Dude?
They did it right. They did it right then.
I'm telling you, folks,
yeah.
if you have a group, you guys got to go axe throwing. It's for everybody. It's so awesome.
Ryan, if I go, I'm gonna find some medieval place. I'm gonna dress up all medieval. I'm gonna bring a sword with me. You know, we're going full Viking. We're gonna bring the shield wall.
Raise a cheer. Raise a cheer for Mitch.
All right, let's keep it going, guys. Let's see what we see on out there. Looking for the next push here.
Okay.
Momentous to start selling. We'll see what happens.
AFMD. I'm gonna try it. Fuck it. Sorry for the language. Sorry for the language. They took 5. It looked like they were shorting 5.
Hey, what now?
They're refreshing on AFMD. Alpha, Fred, Michael, Delta. They are shorting 5. They keep refreshing sells at 5, which tells me that if the buying volume holds up here, this might squeeze. So we'll see. I'm going to have a short stop here. Definitely not going to let this go below 493, but I think they take out 5 and move this puppy higher. AFMD.
All right, we'll see what happens. You know what Ryan said? He said,
I'll join you.
There it goes.
Get to the chopper quick before it goes. We'll see what happens there. Ryan taking his shot there. Do you got it on your screen there? Yeah, you got it.
AFMD. Remember, so now that we're above 5, let's see if we build above 5. This could go higher. Remember, we had a pre-market spot here of 538. That would be ideal. We also have this catalyst here. So we'll watch to see. Not going to let this trade go red, right? Not going to let this trade go red. That means that this comes back down to the buy-in, which is 5, and it looks like it's going to go beneath it. Or if it does go beneath it, just take it off, wait for it to set up again. It's totally up to you how you want to hold that. If it's a day trade, I generally like to not let the trade go red. So that's going to be up to your risk tolerance to figure out.
All right, I will point out that some specialty finance companies are moving a little bit today. The reason I point these out is that a lot of them have heavy or high short interest, like UWMC, RKT. I'm not saying trade these right now. I'm just saying keep these on your radar just in case you see them show up and all of a sudden, boom, there's trade.
I'm sorry for running you over, Mitch. I know we were just talking about AFMD. Did anyone take TRIB? I completely missed this.
Reopening trade, TRIP?
TRIB, Trinity Biotech. This is another one of these small caps. Looks like we had a 135 break here. This was interesting. I was looking at VERU and AFMD. I missed it. But man, this thing's moving too. We got all types of trades this morning. We got a ton of stuff going on. This is awesome.
All right, looking for that next push in Momentous. It's still holding there, guys. I've been holding that one from the bell. There's not many trades that I take right at the bell. I love that chart today, and I did take it right at the bell, like probably about a minute into it.
Mitch, I have a favor to ask of you. If you could please give us expert Money Mitch charting on Ding Dong. Chart up Ding Dong for me, Mitch.
Dingaling?
It's literally called Ding Dong Cayman Ltd.
All right, so what I would do first is always look at the daily, right? We got to first look at the daily, see what we see. But what you're going to see there, you're going to see some resistance up at the top there by the 750s. So what happened there? It flushed down. It had a bounce from the bottom here. And you can take a look at where was the support there. Okay, so it held support somewhere in here around the $4 mark, right? You recovered that $4 mark when you broke it again. So then now you're looking at that retracement. So let's go ahead and see that level. How did we retrace from this level? You can see here what holding that 61.8. So that's the level that I would look for on the hourly chart to hold now. What did you get this morning? You got a couple breakthrough, that's $5. A test right at the gates here where you went to 508s. It needs to hold $5 here on the pullbacks for you to get back up there towards 7. So I like the pullback right now of 61.8, and it's right around the 510 level, and we're seeing $5 be that support right now. So to me, as long as 5 holds, it's still in a bullish trend.
All right. Thank you.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we can get this momentous to move here. Looking for this last drive on up here, guys. We just hit up there towards 430s. If it pulls down through 416 again, I'm going to have to go ahead and take some of the profit off because we can come back towards VWAP. VWAP is all the way up towards 408. So it's not like we're close. Our entry is down towards 394. So we could hold there at VWAP also. But one of the things is with day trades, I make sure that we take some profit because, I mean, that's what we're looking for, momentum. Let's do this super sticker that we got in the chat. We just got one here. So 2 charts they want us to take a look at. Maybe Ryan, maybe you take a look at it. We're looking at an oil chart and ABV. ABV is an interesting one.
So I don't know OVV off the top of my head. ABV, however, as you can see, let me see if I can make this. ABV, as you can see, this is one heck of a chart, right? So as far as just as early as October 28th, the stock was $108, currently at 171. When I see charts like this, it makes me wish that I was in them. Very, very difficult for entry here. You can see we're actually getting a bit of a pullback. Looks like it stopped at the top of the candle from April 6th. I'd actually like to see ABV come back into a 165 level. To me, this would be great. If we can make this push up here, come back into 165 and hold footing, I think that sets up for a nice swing long to take out 176 to the upside. I don't know if it's going to do that. This is already a pretty decent pullback. We're only down $4. We're only down 2.5% here about. Not really a big deal. Definitely taking a breather after its huge run. Again, I like when I'm taking swings like this, I definitely try to add on pullbacks. That's exactly what I would be waiting here in ABV. If you wanted a level, I'd try to give you 165, 166-ish.
There you go. DQ, baby. New energy.
Really quick, Hot Dog Jones, he is basically saying exactly what I'm thinking. I want it so bad because it's an excellent company, but I'm scared to enter because I just don't want to have one of these pullbacks right in front of me. You know, if I had a longer term horizon on this particular trade, I think buying it anywhere is probably okay. But I really want to wait for pullbacks. I want this to come back in before I scale up. And
so I'll give you a very simple way to approach a stock like ABBV. And so a very simple way to approach it is on an so you want an exponential moving average, and you can choose whichever that average is going to be. For me, I like the 9. Some people like the 10. And so you can see here, this stock loves to trend when it gets below, it holds those pullbacks towards that 9 EMA. So you're looking at maybe one of those days where it's closer towards that 9 EMA for entry, for giving you a potential upside move. What you got for us, Ron?
VERU, man. This was the trade of the day. We were all over this. It took out the entire formation that we talked about. All right. We talked about levels up here. We talked about levels right here. 674. I mean, 670. This is just continually making highs right here. And just an unbelievable trade for anyone that took it. I'm actually out of it. I'm actually not even in it in this huge move up here. Here we go. We're going to 7. I mean, great trade. This is what we were talking about earlier when we were watching those huge sellers get taken out. This thing has the juice to go higher. It's going.
All right. At JPM going too, breaking the high of the day there, guys. We got in this one at 133.17. Now up there towards almost 135 there, guys. Killing it in JPM. And this is the trade idea that you guys could have got right there on Benzinga Pro in the trade ideas widget. So definitely check it on out.
And so here's the other stock that Andy was asking about. I'm sorry for getting so excited, but this VERU is turning into a monster trade here. We were all over this. This is I'm actually not familiar with this, so let me get familiar with it real quick. Independent oil and gas producer with key assets in the Permian, Eagle Ford, Montney, and Duvernay areas at the end of 2019. So this is an energy. This is going to have oil and nat gas exposure. It looks like this is probably going to move with the energy market. So it looks like all of these pullbacks that it's been giving you actually end up getting bought, and it ends up going higher. So looking at the chart here, and let me go back to that daily here. It looks like we already kind of tried that, right? We pulled back to 50, we held 50, and it looks like we're moving higher. I think if we take out 53, you have a chance of going towards 56 here. I would try to add on pullbacks, just like I told you on the last one. Looks like we might have, if you're going to add now, so if we're just looking at this now, we are obviously some of the day is over. If you add here, my stop is going to be low of day, right? We take out 50 right here. Just wait for it to set up again. Otherwise, I like this on a pullback for longer. I don't think the issue with the energy market is over. I don't think low energy, or I don't think the energy market selling off is over. I think we go higher eventually.
All right, guys. Just want to call out the trap that was been set there on the SPY there, guys. I'll show you guys the trap. Look at this candle right here on the 3. It goes right to what? 440, 449. That's why I called out the 440, 450 level. That, someone's an asshole. Whoever knocked that down from that level. It just rejects from a penny from the breakout level. And then now you're back to the lows. Just be careful there. The SPY definitely in a chop type of mode. All right, Momentous trying to get through the 430s here. Let's see if we can finally get through it, and I can get towards that 438s, 440 level that I want to sell out the rest of the move into. Looking for that push. Let's see if we can get it here.
I've still got Facebook equity here. Could get stopped out. I'm still waiting for it to hit my stop, but Twitter getting a little. I'm gonna grab some Twitter. I've already got Twitter calls, but I'm gonna grab some Twitter shares here as well. Grab some. My average fill is 46.72. Stop loss is going to be, what is this? What is the stop? Looks like it's 46.40. Yeah, 46.40. So it's going to be a quick little risk. And of course, if it works, we're going to try to play to the upside. But it's just a risk reward type trade for me. And I'm still in the AFMD trade as well, waiting for that to pop.
So just kind of looking at VERU here real quick, just because it's been so great so far. I would love for this to actually give us a setup. Right now, we don't really have a setup, right? We're just chasing green candles. I mean, I could hit the high of day breaks. Here we are. It looks like it's going to try 7, pulling back off that spot. So I'd like for this to set up. I'd like a little bit of consolidation. I would say between here and 680 would be good for consolidation. Let's see if we take 7 out here. It's just a wild trade, man.
All right. I want to see those 420s hold here.
There it goes. Right through 7. My God.
Boom, boom, baby.
This is where we're like, I wish we had some that we, let run. But we
didn't, see, this is what I was saying earlier, Zunaid, that this is definitely a weak point in my own trading. Because I prefer to swing trade in a perfect world. When I day trade, when I get a winner on my hands, sometimes I want to just get out of it and then look for the next trade, even if it's the same ticker. But instead, when you have a winner on your hand, you have a chance like this. And we saw this setting up with a huge amounts of sell orders. And it's like, if I had even kept a couple of 100 shares, I'd be up from what, 625 up here? I'd be up 75 cents where we're at right now.
What I would say about that is, don't be surprised that even keeping, like, let's say an eighth of your position, like let's say in your case, Ryan, you're even talking about keeping the 100 shares. What about even keeping like 20 shares? Like, you'd be surprised how that giving your chance, a possibility of even 20 shares, 30 shares could give you a good gain if you just stay with it. Like, just say, okay, for these 20 shares, I'm just going to be break even on the rest. Put the stop and take the chart down. Don't even look at it anymore.
Yeah.
And then just kind of let it ride. I've done that with swing trades that have made me way more than hundreds of shares have made me and just keeping that 1/5 of the position.
Yeah, no, it's a really good point, and there's not
There's
one
the
way to
push
do
there,
it.
momentous there, guys. Let's go. About to
And
sell
real
out.
quick, I just want to
some of
shout
it
out
into the 40s.
Psychotropic Thunder. That's actually a pretty awesome name. I think the VERU trade is done unless a good setup comes. The train has left the station. He's completely right. She, I'm sorry, is completely correct. The big move here already happened. We were on it. Now you might get more opportunities to trade this today, but it needs to set up first. Now I think was the key part of what you were saying there. Right now, buying it up here without a setup, you're effectively chasing a green candle. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have this thing snap back and give back some of my profits. So
just sold some there, 437s.
MNTS sweeps.
MNTS sweeps coming in. All right, there you go. I just hit some of them out there at 437. Still have a little left here. This would be 1/4 of the position left still here. Looking for the breakout through the 440s, but not going to let it break down. Let's say 427s here. Looking for that continuation momentum.
Facebook stopped out. Twitter stopped out. As you can see them coming back down. Let's see what the SPY is doing. It's got to be at least a low day, if not breaking
I'm
it.
telling you, man, it's been tricky. So when it breaks, it's the 443s that we've been looking for. Look how you flush when you get through there. You get all the way down towards 442.50s. So now we broke down. So the recovery level for us to watch is 443.25s. You'll see the low there. It's kind of hanging out there right here, this first low. Look for that to come back. If it can green candle above that, then we can look for upside. But right now you're seeing some downside attraction. So look for some of these to change. Like let's say utilities and energy start finding a bottom and then start pushing off because you're seeing the dropping of the market.
VERU, huge bidder, 695. Looks like 90,000 shares. They're selling into it here. We'll see where this ends up going. Just kind of watching it at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Especially for day traders, there's too many day traders that don't end up holding some sizing and giving themselves an opportunity. I think the important part is always understanding what you want to take on the profit side and what are you risking on the downside. 6R winner, says Stuart. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice job, Stuart.
You guys don't know what that 6R means? Ask Stuart in the chat. Maybe he'll help you out and let you know.
That's going to be a resistance, or excuse me, that's like a risk management.
Yeah, it's a risk reward. So you're risking, let's just say $100, but you profited 600. So therefore it's a 6-1. By the way, VERU 6.
You guys are excited, boys. I can hear it.
Trying to scalp it. So look, you can't even see it. I'm gonna pull it up on the minute chart.
Look at this huge bid through this too.
So here's what I was looking to do, Ryan. I was looking at the 1 minute chart, and you see how it's kind of consolidating right here where it was. I was hoping to maybe get in and try to scalp it, but I've never really tried to scalp it off of like the 1 minute, if you will. But I was trying to play it, grab it around like 7 with a stop loss right at around 11 cents or so. I wasn't quick enough. I did not get the move, but nice little break there off of that 1 minute consolidation, if you will. I remember we had the $7.50 calls being purchased. Remember, we called that one out. They were purchasing the $7.50 calls. They would buy it for around 24 cents, 25 cents. Now they're trading for 65 cents on the bid.
And don't remember, we got a huge price target. We got a $24 price target from Cantor on VERU. So even in this case, chasing green sticks would have paid off. Not something I normally do, which is why I'm not in it.
No,
but definitely keeps moving.
Now here's what
Iron Mike. What happened, Ryan? Who's done? VERU done? You clearly spreading fake news. I don't know where you have been. We have been all over VERU from sub 6 today. Oh my goodness.
There's always gonna be a hater, man.
Always.
VERU not coming up to the 750s.
They're jealous, man. They're jealous. That means you're doing something right.
Another huge bid, 745. That got taken out to the downside.
Nick, you have a great question. I'll address it. Just give us a second. Let us knock out this trade here, and then we'll kind of go into a deeper talk on that. I'm willing to talk a deeper chat on that. Just wait till we get to this quick.
That needs a deeper chat.
All right. Stopped out at AFMD at 491. So stopping out left and right.
SPY choppy there. Now it's trying to take out the lows there. Be careful. Just want to call it out there, guys. You could see some reversal in some of these
And
trades.
Zunaid, real quick, AFMD 510 is going to be your spot there if it ends up curling and coming back through.
Yeah, the way that I want to try to play VERU is going to be off of the $7 bounce if it can come back. But I'm not going to lie, I've been stopped out already 3 times now on Facebook, Twitter, and that. So a little hesitant, AMD 96. I didn't get an alert on AMD 96. Yeah, it hasn't hit 96 yet. Also, I don't have an alert there, but let me set one.
All right, looking for this last. Can we get a push above 442s here from Momentous? Just letting it work here, guys. Got a little bit left.
You've got Lucid here around 22.19s.
This has already been an 11% winner for us on Momentous, so let's see if we can get a little bit more. Airlines like DAL holding the gains there. So look at that. Look how you're holding the top end of the price action. Same thing you're seeing in ALK here. Going to do a little sector and industry review here. You guys can see DAL. What is it doing? It's holding the top side of the price action. That's a good level to watch because what do? You have tight support and resistance right above it. So look for it to maybe take out the 3850s and seeing the continuation in airlines. There's AAL doing the same, right? Similar chart. Top side of the price action. You're looking for a continuation there. We'll see what happens in AAL. JetBlue did put out a negative catalyst today, but it's showing right here, positive on the reaction. You guys are seeing it trying to hold the 1225s. We'll see if it takes out the high. Very similar charts in those airlines.
Trib curling as well. So we talked about Trib earlier. That's TRIB. 143, it needs to take out 155. It's going to be your high on Trib. Going through the relative volume scanner list here. GNCA coming off bottom. I'll skip this one though. How's SPFM doing? Curling as well. BBIG had a decent morning.
SPFM looks like it bounced off of that 550. Never got to the $5, which is where I wanted to load up on it. But that's all right. We missed it. It's all good. Happens.
All right. Don't want to see a pullback here on Momentous. Want to see it take out the 440s right on this minute candle.
You know, I'm actually going to.
Can we get it? Can we get that breakout?
TCAT still hanging out above that 380 spot. This could actually get juice too if we get some volume later today.
Looking for that continuous momentum in Momentous. Can't blame me for that one. SPEC also doing well today. Let's take a look at some other trades out there. Industrial's doing well today. Some names that you guys can take a look at. Let's take a look at some of the biggest movers. Looks like MAPS is moving some cannabis stock out there. CTRM, Castor Maritime, as a shipping stock that's moving up a little bit today. Keep your eyes on that one. RCII, interesting stock there. Rental and leasing after getting drilled down the last couple of weeks, bouncing back a little bit today.
VERU at highs again. AFMD trying to come back on.
VERU doesn't stop, man. Don't stop. Don't stop. Let's take a look at the banks.
Next question here. Does anyone have a pressing trade?
I'm still trying to finish. I'm trying to close Momentous. That's really what it is. And then I can address his. It's really close to the profit take. That's why I haven't started it. Right. Let's take a look here at banks. Banks bouncing back here, guys. We'll see if this can continue to run today. Wells Fargo getting on up there. Citigroup getting on up there. Bank of America.
Very new highs through 750. Sorry, Mitch.
No, it's cool, man. I mean, if you've seen it, keep going. Go ahead, keep calling it.
758 is your next spot here. That's your high a day.
Mullen moving, says Jonathan. Just if you want to take a look at that, Zunaid.
Call me Zelda.
I called you a mix between Zoltan there, Mullen, and your name.
There it
so
goes.
It was fun.
Yeah, you've got VERU, by the way, at 768. I think it was the high there. Yep, 768. And Mullen, yeah, it's moving nicely. Right around VWAP would have been a nice entry. But unfortunately, it's a little bit extended now off of that. I think the closer you can get to 260, the better. Stop loss would be below. That's around 247 or so.
Yep, most retailers in the green, 100% right, Jay.
And what's crazy about VERU for as far as having another trade here, since we've already been trading it today, it's really got to set up. And this is kind of what we were saying earlier. It's just not pulling back. It's just straight up, just absolute vertical move here.
Yep. Yeah, but just even on the 1 minute, it's just continuous movement.
Yep. Clean break above 653 too. That was the biggest of the spots in terms of the actual move once it got going. Would love to see this consolidate and set up again. You could get another huge move here, especially if it gets shorted on the consolidation.
Yeah.
All right, needs to hold 30s here. What I'm going to do is actually set a stop for me here, 428 on MNTS, so that I can address the question that we got here. If it hits 428, it'll just stop me out on the last little bit of shares. If it hits that, oh well. If not, we're looking for a move above 440s. Not stressing it now. Deep into the green, let's go ahead and address that question. So let me roll on up here. I know that we had a good question. Let me find it here.
It was Nick.
All right, there you go. Got it here. All right, guys. So we're going to go into a little bit more deep talk here. If you guys have a trade to kind of mention, definitely go ahead and interrupt. But let's go ahead. How can I get over the fear of losing money? I find myself hesitating to get into a trade and then just watch the stock rise. And so I think what's going on here is a combination of two different things. So there is always one thing that we need to work on as traders, and that's confidence. Confidence, not necessarily in that we're going to be into the green, but confidence in our own ability, because that is so important. Because if you can't have confidence in your own ability, what ends up happening is a lot of hesitation on the moment of the moment of decision making. And that comes in every trader's mindset once they go ahead and develop the trade. Even if they're developing the trade in a risk reward mindset, going about it the right ways, it doesn't mean that you're going to have confidence in your own ability to execute that trade. Now let's go towards the other aspect that it could be falling in here. You're saying fear of losing money, right? That's a lot of the times what the word is. FOMO. We hear it all the time, right? Fear of missing out. And the fear of missing out really comes from what? Watching a lot of the times others have success in something that you're not having. So that's what I would go ahead and put out there. If you're feeling that you're having that fear of losing money, a lot of the times take away a lot of the noise around you is going to help you out. Get around the noise and focus back on confidence on your skill level and how you execute the trades. Because if there's no confidence in that, then a lot of the times when you come to that decision making, you're going to hit a wall and you need to break that wall. A lot of that might be, okay, I need to get back into having confidence in my own ability, in my system, and where I'm executing the trades. What would you guys say, Ryan and Zunaid? I'll throw it to you guys now.
There's a lot there. I think everything that you just said, by the way, VERU new highs here. So we just put new highs on Zunaid's screen there, but new highs. There's a lot. What you said there is absolutely correct. And I think I've seen a couple of people here in the chat mention it. Thomas Mueller saying, you need income that you don't worry about losing. I cannot stress that enough. I noticed that Jessica also said, I'm absolutely terrified of everything, but I'm more afraid of continuing to live in poverty. Once you get close to the bottom, you'll try anything to get out. So there's a lot of truth to both of those things as well. Getting past fear is going to make this career very, very rewarding to you. And some of the easiest ways to do that are, it's not, I shouldn't say easy because it's not always easy, but using money in your account that does not affect your daily life. That's rule number one. If you have a trading account and you lost 100% of it, how much would your daily life be impacted? If the answer is not very much, that's the right answer. If the answer is you don't know where your next meal is going to be coming from, dial that back. That you shouldn't be in that situation. You've got to be able to remove emotion from this game. Mitch, you talked about FOMO. FOMO is bred off the I need to do this. I need to hit this. How am I going to eat? How am I going to provide for my family? I need to be able to make this money. And when you do that, you're more liable to make mistakes. The other thing, Mitch, that you really hit on there is being able to tune out the noise. Cannot stress how important that is. When you're coming up with a system that's repeatable so that you can continually identify and then execute and profit from trades, being able to tune out noise is going to be paramount. One of the things that's hard about the market is that there are opinions on both sides for every single stock. There are people that love Tesla. There are people that hate Tesla. And you can do that with any stock. So being able to focus on your process and removing the noise is going to be paramount. Just look at what just happened 10 minutes ago. We had a couple of people come in here and start hate on the fact that we said VERU needs to set up if it's going to go higher. And the reality, if we let that bother us, we wouldn't be able to trade successfully. The reality is we had a process that we identified here in the morning when this stock was still under $6. And I'm going to be confident in that process. I'm not going to let random people throw me off my game, because that's going to make it even worse for me when I'm trying to properly execute. So if there's no one blanket answer, but if there was, the closest thing to that is be able to emotionally detach yourself from your money so that you can execute this on a repeatable basis.
Yeah, and I just went ahead and put a link in the chat. That's Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. Wonderful explanation of the psychology behind being a trader. I think it's a 4-part series, maybe a 5. I don't know. But regardless, go ahead and check that out. Highly recommend the book, but also if you're a visual person like I am, this is very helpful as well.
Yes, definitely. That was the first trading psychology book that I ever read, and I think it's kind of a start for anybody if you're looking to master your psychology. And one of the biggest things that Mark Douglas says, right, is that we're not here to make right and wrong decisions. We're here to play the game of probability. And so a lot of what you're running into is not being objective at that moment of decision making. What you're being subjective, you're creating your emotional decision making versus just objective. This is the strategy. This is where I get in. If all variables meet at that point in time, I don't think, I act. And that's the main thing that I think Douglas tries to teach, is learn to create your system, but also learn that your results aren't based simply on right and wrong. They're based on probability and the outcomes that come with that. Too many traders look at trading like I won and lost on the trade versus this is just the result from the trade. This is why I don't say you lose when you get a red trade, because at the end of the day, you didn't lose. You took a trade and the results didn't go in your favor. That doesn't mean necessarily a loss, because a loss makes you start attaching negative emotion. Wins and loss, green and red, just try to take those types of emotions out so that you're not so emotional on both sides. Hey, hope you appreciated that, Nick. I'm glad that you appreciated us taking the time. I know that these answers are great to hear for confirmation. I trade very cautiously. I'm still at a 90% win rate, but I will work more on confidence. And if you're at 90% win rate, that's what I would say work on, is your confidence, because your system says what? To trade when you have those moments. If you're at 90%, and that's a true stat, then what I would say is, then you need to learn more to be objective at that moment and not subjective. SPY is dropping and dropping fast there, guys. So just be careful.
SPY's really had a tough day today.
Hey, at least we were able to give the important level there, the 445, 444.50s. You can see how we rejected it on that last time. 15 minutes has high all over that. 444, 448 on this one. On this one, you got 4448. On this one, you got what? A close right above here. The high there is 444.55. So you can see how that 444.50 level was acting as resistance on the 15 minutes. And then we took out the 443s on the downside.
Adam, I went in and posted a few links for you on the R value. I don't know if Mitch has anything that he's done on Money Mitch. But you got a couple of links there. You got a read and a visual 1 minute quick thing as well. Yeah, I'm looking around. I don't really see much. Let's see what the SPY is a little too extended to the downside for my liking. If it comes back and tests the 443.50s, I could go ahead and go short with some puts. but nothing that I see that I want to write home about. Next level for the VERU is going to be to break that 8.
We'll see what happens in VERU. Got out of that momentous on that last push there. It broke down through that 28. We took the profits. It held the VWAP there, and it's coming right back up there. So you guys can watch that. There's an ARCA order right now at 426.109. That shows me that someone's trying to get in pretty quickly here on the ARCA routing. So we'll see if this takes out the 440s. I'm all out of momentous, but we'll see what happens at the rest of the day. Taking a look at JPM to see if I get a pullback. So I can add to the position, but right now it isn't an add yet. It is pulling back though towards the VWAP right now.
W saying, Ryan, thoughts on VERU? VERU high here is going to be 788. That looks like your spot. They've pulled it back from that spot a couple of times. Maybe the next time is the charm here. Not in this at this time.
Yeah, for me, it's just got to come back to maybe $7 or so. Closer to VWAP, the better risk reward. I haven't seen any call options that I like above 7.5. It's already obviously in the money. Those call options that were buying at the 26 cents, now they're at $1. So that's a nice 300-400%.
$788 coming up on deck here on the curl. Let's see if the third time is the charm here. Boom, right through. Yanked it back. They got it through by 3 cents and yanked it back. So again, it's a little bit tougher on these pulls. We're not getting the same pops that we were earlier, but still holding up here. And honestly, as far as having another trade here, this is great. We would love to be able to consolidate in this area here between, let's say, 6 or 770 and that 793 high. Huge volume still. Yeah, this is the biggest volume day of this in this history of this company. I'm willing to bet.
Let's see how many we have.
Nope, second. Second biggest day.
How big was the move on the first one?
It was December 14th of 2020. This thing traded 134 million shares of volume. Today already, we actually might break that. Today already we are at, let me get it here.
I've got 85 million plus.
Yep, that's what I've got. 85.5 million already. So this will probably be the highest volume day in this company's history.
And the 10-day average on this one is about 500,000. So you can see how much it's already moving and grooving, if you will.
I like this pullback on Citigroup. I'm looking at it right now to think about taking a day trade on it. I already have a swing trade in JPM, so I'd be kind of double dipping there, but it does look interesting off of this 51.43 level here. The risk would be right underneath it towards, like, let's say 51.34s. Willing to take that shot here. Let's see if I can get Citi. Citi. This is that VWAP bounce type of trade, but one of the things that I do see is the 15-minute 9 EMA holding well off of the gapping area right here. So it looks interesting right now off the 40s there. Pinky on up. Yes, you got it, Chermo. Let's go.
Chermo loves the pinky up.
Yeah, he does. That. All right, I'll take the shot there, guys. I'm going to take it off the 51.35 level. It just got in there at 51.50, looking for a push back towards VWAP. And then that's going to give me that confirmation that, okay, we timed it correctly here. We're looking for the push back towards 51.90s, and then we'll take profit there going towards 52. So what is this? This is a 15-cent risk here for I'm looking at a minimum of like 40 cents on the upside. He said, yeah, I do. Let's go. Let's go. Pinky on up, guys. Pinky on up. Let's go.
See? Told you.
All right. Let's see what happens here, guys. We'll see if we can get a bounce in the overall market here. Let's take a look here at the SPY bottoming out there.
To grab first before we.
It's bottoming. It's bottoming. Look at the 3 minute here. You got two bottomings there at the 442s. So let's see if those 442s hold. And then you just start getting a drive back towards 443s. That's what we're going to look for. Let's see if we get that action.
Here we go. Psychotropic Thunder. This is exactly what we're looking for here on VERU. Let me go ahead and pull the chart up too as well.
If you want to pull it up, show
VERU
us
looks like it's consolidating. Good scoop off 752 if it doesn't break to the downside. That's what we'd like to see for a new chart, for a new trade here. We'd like to see it consolidate here and then see another volume expansion to take these highs out. That would give us good entry. I agree with you on the spot there, 752. Maybe you could even extend that to 750. If you take a look at the actual volume here, the big volume shelf is really in between 750 and 782. So I think as long as you consolidate through that area, as long as you get volume expansion, you'd be game on again.
All right, I'm going to go and get my steps in and get ready for some other stuff. But it was always a pleasure trading with you guys. We'll see you back again tomorrow. I am out. And
Good stuff today,
trades. Thank you. Whatever money you've made today, do not give it back in the afternoon session, throughout lunch, whatever.
But you know what? If you did make money today, also consider helping those out that might need some help. It's never a bad idea to pay it forward. And on days where you have huge trades like this, maybe that's a good day here. VERU looks like it's making a run here for the high. 780, again, 780 to 750. That's that consolidation zone that we're looking for.
Amen to that. I'm out. You guys have a good day. Bye.
Mitch, I'll
Let's
hang out
go.
with
Let's
you
go.
till 11. I'm out at 11 though.
All right, there you go, Zunaid. Have a good one, my friend. We'll see you next time. All right, Zunaid wrapping on up there. Had a, bouncy bounce type of day like always. One of the things is we're never going to be just strictly into the green. One of the things we always just do is focus on risk management, try to make some money, and realize there's always tomorrow. There's always an opportunity. So don't go crazy in there in the market and just think that today has to be it. Let's go ahead. We'll see what happens here. Looking to see if City can bounce here. Took that 5150s there. Starting to see the SPY bounce a little bit. Looking for the banks to come back up, pushing, but we'll see what happens here. All right, risk is down there towards the 35s. I have a stop limit there for 5133s just in case it just comes down really quickly.
Here it comes in VERU. There was size at 90. 93 is your day high. Moving pretty quick when it gets up here, though.
The love for Zunaid. If you guys want to show some
Love
love,
it.
do me the favor, guys. Smash that like button. Don't know where we are in the likes, but I'm going to check right now. Looks like we're only at 307 likes, guys. We're going to be getting out of here in 7 minutes. Do me the favor. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes. Over 850 people here today. So do us the favor. If you get a chance, hit that like.
VERU
right.
flirting with that high a day. Here we go, pushing back up to it again. Didn't even spend a ton of time consolidating. Here we are at highs and new highs. Probably going to pop through 8 here if it takes this.
All right, big order coming in there. 5,614 shares
There's 8.
at
Boom,
51.
right through.
49.
Huge pop through 8.
This thing don't want to stop.
Boom, nope. And I'll tell you what, so we talked about the consolidation pattern that we wanted to see, right? Look how it didn't even consolidate for that long. Right in here, this is the consolidation that we're talking about. And then it was what? 1, 2, 3, the 4th attempt on that high really busted it through. And we went through the round number here. Bang, bang, bang. This is going to pull back. This is probably going to end up pulling back here towards 8. Let's see if it actually tests 8 on a back test. That'd be nice too. And we'll see. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look for the exact same setup that we just looked for right in here, right? We want another area of consolidation for this stock. And then we want to be able to take out some of these highs. If it gives us a clear high like this, great. Right now we're still in that push phase. We're so 840 I've got as your high here. And 840 is down, 850 high now. 850 is down, 854 is going to be your day high. So, wow. This thing just absolute monster. This was the setup from the morning. Just to kind of give you an idea of what we were looking at here. This is what we did this morning prior to the market opening. Let me get my chart fixed up here real quick. This was the outlook from the morning. So we didn't have all of this data, right? This is about what we had when we were taking a look at this. Here are your spots that were clearly defined, right? 653, the high spot. 615 was the spot where this really started to get going the first time. And then here is your consolidation area right in here. Now, as soon as the market opened, we went right up to that 615 spot. We took that out, and then we had another spot here at about 625. Once this took out, 653 fell. This thing has just been off to the races. So we want to see another one of these consolidation areas before we jump back into this. Just an absolute monster. Great work, everyone, except for the people talking crap. You guys are clowns. Everyone else did a great job.
Boom, you get them, man. Let them know. No, that was the great one. Definitely. You guys were on it early there. So that's what it's all about.
More highs here, by the way. And we're still on our day to our biggest volume day in the company's history. 96 million shares now. We were at 86 the last time we checked versus all-time high of what, 134? Let me get that number again here. $134.6. Let me actually write that down so I don't forget that. $134.6. VERU, just absolute monster.
All right, looking for Citi to get back above 51.55s. That was going to go ahead and give me an ad on that, looking for the push. We'll see if I get that ad. If not, it's okay to stop out on the first original shares. DAL mentioned in the chat, is that a wedge, a flag? What is that there? Well, you look at it yourself. You know, one of the things that I would say is higher lows, showing you that kind of that wedgie type pattern. And one of the things with pennants and wedges that you want to see is, so pennants, a lot of the times they have an increase. That's mine. I like how Ryan looked too. Did you hear the cat?
Yeah, well, see, I couldn't tell. So I heard a cat and I thought maybe it was my cat in the hallway. I looked over and didn't see anything.
Hendrix wants out. He's right by the door. He wants out.
Oh,
he said,
Hendrix.
He said, let me out. Let me out. I'm trying to go party. No, but we'll see what happens. So to me, this would be an ascending wedge here. One of the things is you're also seeing a top horizontal line here that you could draw, and you could draw that at 38, 39. So we'll see the breakout above 40s.
This is a question here I want to address here. Extreme Master Player. That is an extreme name. I like it. Are you looking to short VERU at any price? I am not, for a couple of reasons. Number one, shorting is not part of my investment thesis. If I play things to the downside, I like to use inverse ETFs or puts. I don't like to just short a stock just for the hell of it. And on a stock like this, where it is on track to put in the most volume that it's ever traded before, $24 price target, absolute ripper off the open. No, I will look for somewhere else to play something to the downside. Do not short stocks like this. If you're going to short scalp, if you have a method to short scalp, you do what you got to do. Be careful. That is not how I would try to make my money today. This would be a look to the long side. We already highlighted multiple opportunities where you could have traded this to the long side. I'm not trying to jump in front of a freight train.
Yeah, it's very few traders, I'll tell you, that can do a short on a stock like this. And you have to have an ability to take some pain. So just understand that the shorters that come in here, you're going to hear about shorters. And I'll call out some of the ones that you'll hear. You'll hear mentions like Grutani. You'll hear mentions like Ducks that shorts charts like this. And one of the things that you'll hear from big shorters like that is that they have also gotten their face ripped off on a stock like this. So you have to make sure that you understand risk, and it's definitely not for the beginner. It's for the advanced trader that can handle some pain and know how to add to a trade. Then you can maybe look for some shorts, but just understand also that leads you to potentially a lower chance of this happening. But when it does rip your face off, you have to know how to get out. And a lot of those traders that trade these kinds of trades can't understand that on when do I get out? How do I add to this position? How do I handle the pain in a stock that's going parabolic?
Yeah, I mean, again, not something. Here we are at 9, by the way, on VERU through, and a huge pop right through.
I have seen it. I have seen people take a stock down like this, but I'll tell you right now, it's not easy, and it's a very few in the percentage. I would say less than 10% can be able to nail a stock like this.
Yeah, and so the other thing here with day trading, at least for me, my day trading plan is to try and mechanize it, if you will, systemize it. I want to be able to, I don't need to hit massive, massive home runs on day trades. I don't need stocks to run $3 for the trade to be successful. But what I do want to do is I want to make sure that I take a high probability entry and I have an exit plan in case the trade doesn't work. There's no one that's going to be able to be 100%. I don't care who they are or how long they've been trading. So having a plan in case the trade doesn't work is going to be paramount. And then being able to keep the odds in your favor as often as possible is going to be the other side of that. So to me, that eliminates shorting.
All right, looking for a pop here in City to add to my trade here, guys. You guys see the trade worked out here. This is the risk side on the downside. This is the positive side on the upside. We'll see if we can get that lift or not. Right now, I'm looking to see what happens. Do we get a pop towards 51.55s? That could get me to add as we come up through the VWAP. If we break through this 43s, we can get out at 33s, and we'll see what happens here. Citigroup. Let's take a look at the SPY overall market, trying to catch the bottom there around the 442s. We talked about how it's starting the bottom there. Let's see if it comes back up to VWAP and kind of rejects the breakout. But SPY's been weak since the pre-market, so we'll see if this trend continues. All right, so last thing, we're going to go ahead, wrap up here. It's 11:01. We're going to get you guys on over now to some futures action. So if you guys haven't checked out some futures action, or maybe want to learn a little bit about how you go ahead and dip your toes into the future game, go ahead, stick right here on Benzinga. We're going to bring you over now to the futures show. And like always, we'll keep building here. If you guys enjoyed today's show, hit the comments after. Let us know what was your favorite trade of the day. Was it the VERU? Was it my momentous trade? Was it the banks trade? What do you like to see out there? Do you like seeing swing trading, investing, day trading, option YOLOs? What are you going to see more of? Hit us up in the comments below, because that's going to give us the feedback to continue giving you guys the education. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Like always, this isn't an investment decision, guys. This is for informational purposes always. And Ryan, I'll see you like always, man. Have a good one and take care,
tomorrow.
guys.
Another great day tomorrow coming up, Mitch. Take care, everyone.
Boom, boom, baby. Let's keep it going right here, Benzinga.